Hi, I'm Sophia, you're watching Paraligo, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can make the Vinca flower stitch crochet bag. The bag is pretty simple and the stitch is simply amazing, so stay tuned.
Supplies list: 3 skeins of ribbon yarn, a 3mm and a 6mm crochet hook, a bag shaper, a pair of wooden handles, a zipper, a wool needle, thread for sewing and a curved needle, some pins, and a pair of scissors. Begin with a 3mm hook and make a slip knot. Place your hook on top of the end of your yarn, twist, yarn over and pull a loop. And take your bag shaper, release your hook, locate the middle hole at one side of the bag shaper and insert your hook. Then insert into the open loop and pull it out. Now insert into the next hole, yarn over and pull up a loop. And now we're going to make a slip stitch, and to do that just pull one loop through the other. And this was our first slip stitch. Repeat into the next hole, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull one loop through the other. Continue into the next stitch and repeat, filling each hole with a slip stitch until you fill the last hole. When you work the last hole, loosen your open loop, release your hook, insert into the last stitch of the round from the top, then into your open loop and pull it up, and then insert into the last stitch of the round, back loop only, and into your open loop and pull it up. Then chain 2. And then change your hook with a 6mm one. Insert into your open loop, and you are going to work a double crochet into this very first stitch. You will yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over again, pull a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. And this is how you make a double crochet. Repeat into the next stitch, yarn over, insert into the stitch, yarn over again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Repeat into the next stitch and continue placing one double crochet into each slip stitch until you reach the first corner of your bag shaper. And I will see you then to see what happens next. So we reached the first corner of our bag shaper, and what I'm going to do next is place an increase into the next stitch, which means 2 double crochet into the same stitch. This was the first double crochet, and this is the second. We're going to place one more increase into the next stitch. 2 double crochet into the same stitch. This was the first, and I'm going to place one more. Continue by placing 1 double crochet into each stitch until you reach the next corner, and I'll see you there to see what happens next. So here I am at the next corner. I'm going to place an increase into the next stitch. and I will repeat into the following one more increase. So this is how I'm going to work the entire base. I'm going to place 2 increases at each of my corners. There are 2 more left. And I'm going to place 1 double crochet into each stitch of the rest of the bag until I reach my last stitch. So continue like this and I will see you at the end of the bag shaper. So here we are. This is the end of the second round. I'm left with 1 stitch to work. I will place my last double crochet into this last slip stitch. And to begin the third round, I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch of the second round, yarn over, pull a loop, and then pull 1 loop through the other, and a slip stitch. And I will chain 1. And here starts my pattern. Pull up your loop, yarn over, insert into the same stitch, yarn over again, pull up a tall loop, then skip the next 2 stitches. This is the first, this is the second, and insert into the third stitch. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up your loop, and then yarn over again, pull through all loops on your hook, and chain 1. So what I'm going to do next is work 2 double crochet into these 2 skipped stitches. And to do that, I will yarn over, go at the back side of my work, insert my hook into the first double crochet, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over again, pull through 2, and then yarn over again and pull through 2. And I will do the same into the next skipped stitch. I will yarn over, go at the back of my work, insert into the stitch, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, and pull through 2. Next, I'm going to insert into the 4th stitch, the same stitch that holds the second petal of my flower. Gonna insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then I will repeat what I did in the beginning. I will skip the next 2 stitches and insert into the 3rd one. I will insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, make sure not to twist your yarn. Loops at the 1st and 2nd stitch on your hook must be about the same height. Then yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook and chain 1 to seal the bottom of your flower. And again, I'm going to yarn over and place a double crochet into the first of the 2 skip stitches. To do that, I'm going to go from the back of my work, insert into the 1st stitch, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, pull through 2, and I'm going to place 1 more double crochet into the next skip stitch. We'll yarn over, go from the back of my work, insert into the stitch, pull a loop, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over 1 more time, and pull through 2 to complete the 2nd double crochet placed at the 2nd of the 2 skipped stitches. And this completes the stitch. Half of my flower, the Vinca flower stitch. Now I will show you once more just to make sure that you understand how you can do this. Insert into the stitch that follows the 2 skipped stitches, the third one, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over again, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, then skip the next 2 stitches, insert into the third, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over again, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, then yarn over again, pull through all loops on your hook and chain 1 nice and tight chain. Then yarn over and work a double crochet into the first of the 2 skipped stitches. Just a plain double crochet worked from the back of your work. And then place 1 more double crochet going from the back of your work. And this is how you will continue the entire 3rd round until you reach the end of the round and you are left with 2 unworked stitches. And I will meet you there to see what happens next. So here we are at the end of the 3rd round. We are left with 1, 2 stitches. So we're going to work our last Vinca flower. To do that, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull a loop, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over again, insert, yarn over, pull a loop. You now have 4 loops on your hook. And now you will insert into the very first stitch of the round, which is in here. It's the stitch where the first petal of your first Vinca flower is placed. So you're going to insert your hook into the very first stitch of the 3rd round, yarn over, pull a loop, yarn over again, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull a loop. So you now must have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3, 7 stitches in total on your hook, and you will again yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook, and you will chain 1 nice and tight chain stitch. And you will finish your last Vinca flower as usual, 2 double crochet into the 2 skipped stitches, inserting from the back of your work. And to complete your 3rd round, you will insert into the chain stitch of the very first flower. You can see it's right here. And slip stitch. Join your round. And you will chain 1 to begin the next round, which is going to be the 4th one. So next you're going to pull up your loop and then insert into the very same stitch, which was the chain stitch of the first half actually of your first Vinca flower. So you're going to insert, yarn over, pull up a long loop, and next you're going to skip the next 2 stitches, of course, and insert into the chain stitch of the next half flower right here, yarn over, pull a long loop, yarn over again, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull a long loop, and yarn over again and pull through all loops on your hook and chain 1. And again you will place 2 double crochet into the skipped stitches at the back side of your work. And you will then insert into the same stitch, which is the chain stitch of the second half flower of the previous round. Yarn over, pull up a long loop, then yarn over, insert into the same chain stitch, yarn over, pull up a long loop, and with 4 loops on your hook, you're going to skip the next stitches and insert into the chain stitch of the next half of the flower. Yarn over, pull a long loop, yarn over again, insert into the same chain stitch, yarn over, pull up a long loop, then yarn over again and pull through all loops on your hook and chain 1 tight chain, and then again go at the back of your work and place 2 double crochet into the 2 skipped stitches. 1 and 2, and this is how you will work your entire 4th round until you reach the last flower, and I'll meet you there to finish our round. So here we are, completing the last but one stitch. I'm now placing a 2 double crochet at the back of our flower, the last but one flower. And there's only 1 flower left to complete our round. And to do that, I'm going to insert into the chain stitch of this very same flower that I've been working. Yarn over, pull a long loop, yarn over again, insert into the same stitch, yarn over, pull a long loop, and then I am going to insert into the chain stitch of the first flower of the 4th round, which is this one. I'm going to yarn over, pull a long loop, yarn over again, insert into the same chain stitch, yarn over, pull a long loop, and then yarn over and chain 1 nice and tight chain stitch. And as always, I'm going to place 2 double crochet at the 2 skipped stitches that lie at the back of my flower. So to complete the 4th round, you will insert into this next chain stitch that holds these petals together. Insert your hook, yarn over, and slip stitch nice and tight. And you will then chain 1 and pull a long loop to begin the 5th round, which is going to be a repeat of round 4. And you will continue repeating around 4 until you complete the 19th round. And I will see you there to see what happens next. So here we are back. This is the end of the 19th round, and to complete it I will insert into the chain of the first flower of the round and slip stitch to join to the last one. And I will then chain 2 to begin the next round, the 20th round, which will be the last one. I will place a 1/2 double crochet into the same stitch. And to do that, yarn over, insert into the stitch, yarn over again, pull a loop, yarn over again and pull through all loops on your hook. And this was a 1/2 double crochet. I will repeat. I will place one more 1/2 double crochet into the next stitch. And I will continue placing 3 1/2 double crochet for each flower until the end of the round. This is where the first one goes. Here goes the second. And here goes the third. And this is how I will go on with the entire 20th round, placing 3 1/2 double crochet on the top of each flower until my last flower. And I will meet you there to see how we will complete the round. So this is the last stitch. And to complete the 20th round, cut your yarn, fasten off, thread the tail to your darning needle, your wool needle, whatever you want to call it, and then insert into the first stitch of the round. Bring your needle and thread in, and then go into the last stitch of the round, back loop only, and again bring your needle and thread in. And weave the tail at the inside of your bag, at the reverse side of the stitches, making sure to secure it by creating a couple of knots before you cut the excess. So our bag is almost complete, and the next thing we have to do is to attach our zipper. And to do that, I'm going to use some pins to roughly pin my zipper in place. I'm going to do the same at the other side. Next, I'm going to thread a piece of sewing thread to my curved needle, and I'm going to start sewing the zipper to my bag using the backstitch technique. Each stitch begins where the previous stitch ends, and each time you bring up your needle one stitch space ahead, and you go on and you go on until you finish the first side of the zipper. Then you secure your thread, cut it, and move on to the next side. If you want to see details about this sewing technique, you can click up in the right corner and watch my previous video. Well, I show you this method in more detail. When you reach the end of the zipper, secure the two tails by sewing them at the interior of the bag. When you finish, secure your thread and cut the excess. Our zipper is ready. And the only thing that's left to do is to attach the handles. First of all, place your handle in a way that the center of your handle is aligned to the center of your bag. I chose this really unique pair of wooden long handles, but you could also use round bamboo handles. Nearly any type of handle would suit this bag. Cut a long piece of yarn, about 2 meters long, fold it in half and thread the tails of your yarn through the eye of the needle so that a loop is formed at the end of the yarn. Next, fix and secure your yarn near the beginning of your zipper. And to do that, insert your needle under the stitch that is closest to the beginning of your zipper and bring it up. And then insert the needle into the loop at the end of your yarn and pull tight. Place the handle on top of your bag and insert into the second hole of the handle. Then go back into the first hole of the handle, insert your needle and bring your needle and yarn inside the interior of your bag. Pull your yarn tight and then bring your needle out through the third hole of the handle, working from the interior of the bag. Pull it out and then go back and insert your needle in the end of the previous stitch. Again, bring your needle and yarn out through the next hole, working from the interior of the bag. And again, go back and bring your needle and yarn in through the hole that stands at the end of the previous stitch. Just insert and bring your needle and yarn in. Pull your yarn tight. And so on until the end of your handle. And finally, do the same at the other side of the bag. And it's ready. My beloved viewers, thank you so much for staying. If you liked what you watched, give us a thumbs up, make a comment and share. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and click on the bell to get notice for new videos. Visit paraligo.com for written instructions of this bag and many more. Till next time, take care. Mwah!